Good morning. It is Wednesday, June the 16th, 2021. Let it be known, flute playing soul jazz phenomenon Ragan Whiteside has released a brand new single titled Off the Cuff on the Randis music label. She has 6 consecutive Billboard Top 10 hits, and her flirty new groove that she co-wrote with her husband and noted producer Dennis Johnson and veteran producer and keyboardist Bob Baldwin is part of her upcoming new album. And we will talk to Ragan Whiteside this morning. Of course, first, let's talk about the headlines. And we got some good headlines today. Congratulations to Tawana Williams, a 65-year-old grandmother from Philadelphia who finally graduated from high school after putting off her education because of financial reasons. According to blacknews.com, when she was a teen, Williams didn't have a chance to continue high school since her parents separated. She had to take jobs to help her family financially. Well, she had to work at local fast food restaurants, hospitals, and hotels, but she didn't forget her dream of going back to school to earn a high school diploma, especially whenever she attended the graduation ceremonies of her 2 children and 4 grandchildren. She said, "Everyone deserves a high school diploma. The older I got, the more I wanted it." Last year, Williams had the opportunity to return to school through the Education Options Program in Philadelphia, which allows older students to complete credits to receive a high school diploma. Most recently, she finished the program and became one of 2 valedictorians in her class. Congratulations to Tawana Williams. What an accomplishment. We love stories like this. I know our president and CEO love stories like this. So let's bring on the president and CEO of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, Dr. Ben Chavis. Good morning, Dr. Chavis.
Good morning, Stacy Brown. And of course, education is a key to liberation. We salute our dear sister there in Philadelphia for her academic achievement. And no matter what age, we all should strive to improve our education. On behalf of the National Newspaper Publishers Association, Karen Carla Richards, our distinguished chair, our whole executive committee, all 230 African-American owned newspapers and media companies across America, reaching millions of brothers and sisters, not only today with this broadcast, but every day, 24/7. The Black press is on the front line of not only reporting the news, but being an advocate for freedom, justice, and equality. Stacy, once again, here we are. Let it be known.
And Dr. Chavis, speaking of liberation, on a side note, Texas Democratic Congressman Al Green began recognizing Juneteenth as a paid holiday in his office last year. So when the Senate passed legislation yesterday to make the date that commemorates freedom a national holiday, the congressman was among the first to cheer. Representative Al Green told the Black press in an email that what began as a grassroots movement to commemorate Texas history is now set to become our nation's 12th federal holiday. You heard it right. Juneteenth will be a federal holiday. A big day yesterday, and I know Sheila Jackson Lee in Texas really pushed for this as well, Dr. Chavis.
Yes, well, we thank Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. We thank Congressman Al Green. We thank all of our brothers and sisters in Texas and other states that pushed this through. It shows that even the conservative Senate of the United States, when confronted with an opportunity to do something good for the nation, they voted yesterday. And so this will be the 12th holiday. It's to be a national holiday, Juneteenth. And so we congratulate those that made this possible. And now it's time for us to focus because, Juneteenth is coming right up.
Yeah.
And this weekend. And of course, we will be there, the Black press, speaking on different occasions. And of course, this is just a few days before our national convention. So there's a lot happening for Black America over the next few days that the Black press will be front and center.
Oh, absolutely. And more good news this morning, education-wise, Dr. Chavis. Jada Jarrell Brown, we got to say congratulations to her, an African-American college-bound student from New Orleans who has been accepted. Get this. She's been accepted into 141 colleges and universities and awarded $5 million in scholarships. With over $5 million in scholarships under her belt, Jada has received the highest amount of scholarships offers in the U.S. given to one student so far this year. She has already chosen where she will attend college from the 141 offers. She is going to Louisiana State University, where she plans to study in the field of dentistry. So congratulations to Jada Jarrell Brown. Dr. Chavis, 141 offers.
Well, it shows the academic genius of our young people. There are so many out there that discount or underestimate the genius of our young people. I've often said, you've heard me say this over and over again, Stacy, that Generation Z, our young people today, are the best, the most talented, the most gifted, the smartest that we've ever been blessed to witness. The problem is our young people need encouragement. Our young people need to be lifted up. And that's what we do in the Black Press of America. We lift up Black America.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dr. Chavis, preparations, as you well know, you're right in the thick of it yourself, continue for the National Newspaper Publishers Association's 2021 Summer Convention, which kicks off on Wednesday, June 23rd. During the 3-day virtual convention, which is free, we will hear from a whole range of folks, Dr. Chavis, Dr. Fauci, Attorney Ben Crump. There will be special workshops for our publishers and attendees. Special messages and appearances will be made by folks like Isaiah Thomas, the NBA basketball great, Public Enemies Chuck D, Def Jam founder Russell Simmons, White House presidential advisor Cedric Richmond, Senator Raphael Warnock, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Senator Chuck Schumer, the majority leader. Legacy Awards, Dr. Chavis, will be presented to Darnella Frazier, the teen who took the video of the police killing of George Floyd. The Reverend John P. Key will be with us as well. Attorney General Keith Ellison, Earth, Wind, and Fire's Philip Bailey, the Count Basie Orchestra, Dr. Starsky Wilson of the Children's Defense Fund. We can go on and on. Dr. Kismika Corbett, also the doctor who was instrumental in coming up with the formula for the COVID vaccines. And of course, there will be special performances by new soul and jazz artist Candace Hoyes, and a very special concert by Shaka Khan, who is also receiving a special award from the Black Press. You can register today free of charge at www.virtuennpa2021.com. I know you're excited, Dr. Chavis.
I'm very excited, and I've asked the gospel legend John P. Key not only to accept an award from the NNPA, but I'm going to ask him to do a favor and sing one of his special gospel songs. You know, you can't have the Black Press without gospel music. There's a close alignment between the Black Press, the Black Church, HBCUs. You know, the press, the church, our college education. That's what the Black community is all about. And so it's going to be a great celebration. And actually, the whole convention, particularly on the 24th and the 25th, our board meets on the 23rd. And then we have an election on the 25th. You know, instructions for the election are going out today to all of our publishers. So, you know, it's going to be a great celebration of the progress of the Black Press, a celebration of the evolution of the Black Press. And of course, we claim the future of the Black Press. And we are so thankful for the leadership of all these dynamic publishers that have stepped forward to help lead the NNPA into not only the depth of the 21st century, but innovation as where we embrace the past, but we also embrace the future.
Absolutely. Dr. Chavis, we want to say good morning to our chair who's watching, Karen Carter Richards. Bobby Henry is watching, Michelle Madison, Annette Phillips. Cheryl Smith in Texas is watching us this morning, David Youngblood. We say good morning to Joni King as well. And we also want to say good morning, Dr. Chavis, to our special guest, flute playing soul jazz phenomenon, Ragan Whiteside. She released a brand new single titled Off the Cuff. And it is, of course, Black Music Appreciation Month. So let's say good morning to Miss Ragan Whiteside. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Sister Ragan, thank you. I'm one of your fans. You really lift everybody up with your musical performance. And thank you for joining the Black Press of America.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me. I'm so honored.
Ragan, tell us about this brand new single. First of all, you're no stranger to being at the top of the charts. Off the Cuff, it's described as a flirty new groove. Tell us about Off the Cuff.
Yeah, off the cuff, it was funny. It was actually written. The track was written by my husband, producer Dennis Johnson, and but it was written for someone else. It didn't have a melody, and he it was just shelved in like years ago, and then he just kind of brought it back up, dusted it off. He was like, I think I might take this off my hard drive. I might delete it. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute now. And it wasn't my style per se, but it had really good bones. And so I started writing this melody, and then he said, wait a minute, let's flip this a little bit, put some bump on it. And it became off the cuff, and it came together so fast. It's almost like it was writing itself. It was just, some songs take a year, some songs take an hour. And this was one of those songs. And so it was just really fun watching it come together so quickly.
And in addition to working with your husband on it, you also work with producer and keyboardist Bob Baldwin. What was that like?
Bob has been my mentor since I got out of college 1,000 years ago. And I was a classical musician for many years. And when I graduated, my heart just wasn't in classical music anymore. And I knew I didn't want to do it, but I didn't know what I did want to do. And I went to a club that was really, really tiny in New York, and it was Bob Baldwin and Marion Meadows headlining. And I said, oh my God, this is what I want to do. This is it. So after the show, I went up to Bob and I told him, I want to make that transition from classical to jazz. Will you help me? And we had a long conversation, and he ended up taking me under his wing and helped me make that transition. And he also introduced me to Dennis, who owned the studio that Bob did a lot of his work out of. And so I got a great mentor, and I got a great husband, and this whole music career. And it was like this whole pivotal day that happened.
Wow. So really cool. Bob, it sounds like Bob will always hold a very special place in the life of you and your family. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My kids call him Uncle Bob. So,
There you go. We heard a funny story. We had the famed bassist for Prince, Mark Brown, or Brown Mark, if you will, on, and he told us that his child did not find out that he was in the Revolution, Prince's famous band, until one of his schoolmates bought him the Purple Rain album and said, that looks like you. And he says, no, that's my dad. I didn't know he was in this.
That's crazy.
Uncle Bob, I'm glad that the kids know Uncle Bob, because Mark's kids didn't know Uncle Prince. So.
Yeah. They still don't know that. I mean, they know that Bob plays piano, but that's about it. And the kids, they totally unfazed. Hey, mommy's on the radio. Yay. Can I have some juice? That's so they're just like, I don't, no concept.
So what was it like? Here's a question I know our producer Norman Rich likes to ask guests. What was it like the first time you heard your song on the radio? Where were you, and what was your reaction?
Oh man, I was at my parents' house in the dining room. It was 10:21 p.m.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it was played on CD 101.9 during Rafe Gomez's like new music show, and at the time it was geared more towards the more funky R&B side of smooth jazz, as it was. And so and I remember I just dropped to the floor. I was just like in shock and awe, and just, it was one of those feelings that just, it never gets old. Like, even when we have a new song out, and this is all these years later, we'll sit in the car at midnight trying to listen to the radio, see if we could catch it, because that feeling is absolutely amazing, to know that this thing that came out of your head and your heart is being heard by thousands of people. It's like, it's a great high.
And Ragan, how about when you walk into a party or wherever, and they're playing your music? What is your reaction with that?
It's really cool. I just want to hide in the corner though, and I want to watch and see, if people go, I don't like that, or I want to see the head bops, you know, and but it's cool. I really like it, but if I walk into a crowded room and they're playing it, I definitely want to hide in the corner a little bit. But
Dr.
Chavis, I'm going to throw it over to you.
Well, Sister Whiteside, thank you so much for being with us. This whole month, we're celebrating the appreciation of Black music, Black culture. Can you just comment from your perspective the importance of the Black press giving not just exposure, but embracing the cultural diversity of our people of African descent? It's hard to be a person of African descent without some music of some genre impacting and helping to uplift our life. Can you just give an overall, as a musician, as a songwriter, as a musician yourself, the importance of music to our culture?
Wow, that's a deep one. You know, music is one of the universal, I guess, communicators. You know, no matter what kind of music you listen to, it's always going to be near and dear to your heart. It's going to affect the way you feel. It's going to affect your outlook for the day. And so, as a culture, historically, music has been so important in just getting us as Black people over hurdles, monumental hurdles. And it's been our strength. It's been a solace. It's been joy. It's been a comfort. And so to have an outlet and to have it be exposed to the masses is so, so, so important. And it'll help us just heal and come together.
Very good. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ragan, you've already accomplished a lot, and it seems like everything you touch, as they say about King Midas, it turns to gold, right? But is there someone? I mean, you're working with your husband. That's a treat that he produces you, and of course, you know, you have your keyboardist, you have your favorite Uncle Bob. Is there somebody that you'd like to work with, maybe do a duet with?
Oh man, the list goes on and on. But I would say there are two that I have my eye on right now. One, Chaka Khan. Two, Take Six.
Oh, okay.
Take Six is I've been a fan of theirs for so many years, and the harmonies and just the tightness and just I will put that stuff on repeat, just repeat, you know. So I would love to work with them. And of course, well, who else? Jill Scott. Come on, who wouldn't want to? So, you know, there are so many people. I could sit here and go on for 20 minutes about who I want to work with. So
yeah, no, that is fantastic. And Take Six is a really interesting one. It's a great choice because you're right. That's the harmonies and how they jive. It's great. That's really those voices. And so you have to, you know, you think about matching up. The voices have to match up, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. And everybody has to have an ear. It has, you know, it's not enough. You can't just sing together. You got to be able to listen to each other and blend. And so their musicianship, and then everything that they do is like really positive. You know, they did this a remix, if you will, of Spread Love. And I love that. I think they have 100,000 YouTube hits on that, and I think 50,000 of those are from me. So, I just really love what they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Talk about some really, really great artists. They can be put in that category of unsung, right? Because they've accomplished a lot, but it seems like they fly under the radar when as compared to others, right?
Yeah.
So
they do.
So Ragan, tell us more about Off the Cuff, because you said that one just came together, right? Was there when you go into the studio, what do you look for actually when you walk in that studio? You have an idea, but what is it that you really are looking for going into the studio?
When I'm writing, and I know that, you generally, I just sit down and write, not for anyone in particular, not for any project. I just like to sit down and write. But I know that I have something when whatever I'm writing makes me laugh. I know it sounds strange, but when I'm writing, I'm just like, ha! And I'm just like, oh, okay. You know, that's usually when things start to really roll forward, and you get that feel good kind of thing. You know, I like feel good music. You know, even when I'm like angry and I just want to go on the piano. You know, feel good music, it pulls you up out of anything. So when I go into the studio, I set the intention of feeling good when I come out, clearing any frustrations, and whatever comes out is what it's going to be.
So musicians are interesting individuals. Dr. Chavis, I know Quincy Jones, like Ragan says, she feels it. Quincy Jones used to say of Michael Jackson, he smelled it. He smelled that hit. So he called Michael Jackson smelly. Dr. Chavis, you are around the music business a lot, of course. Tell us a little bit more. You jump into this conversation. Tell us a little bit more about your experience with artists.
Well, thank you. Well, I think Ragan really hit it. I think that if you think about the five senses, you know, what we see, what we taste, what we smell, what we hear, and then also what we feel, you know, and that's the genius of Black music. And I just want to, again, I think there's a resurgence of jazz. There's a resurgence of instrumentalization of the feelings of Black people. And, you know, Sister Ragan, this is the 50th anniversary of Marvin Gaye's historic album, What's Going On. And, you know, I'm still listening to the instrumental of that, even today, to impact, to help live, because there's a lot going on with Black people in 2021. And the COVID and all the systemic racism. But you're right, it's our music that not only gives us a sense of resilience, but it helps us to transcend these moments of great challenge and great difficulty, so that we can always see the bright side after passing through the storm of life. But I do want to say, I'm glad you mentioned the phenomenal Chaka Khan, because we're giving Chaka Khan our NMPA's highest award, Lifetime Achievement Award, on June 25th, next week at our national convention. And, you know, she's just a living legend. But most people don't know is that she's not only a great talent, a great performer, she was one of the early advocates of the civil rights movement, you know, and I think the role of art and culture to support our cause for freedom, justice, and equality. Before we have, can you just comment on what you see, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement, how's that affected you and your sense and your vision, and how that intersects with your music?
Wow, and another deep one. It is amazing to see so much awareness now. Awareness that was never there. And it's like, as a Black person in America, you are always aware, but to see other people becoming aware, woke, if you will, it's very profound. It's like suddenly you feel heard, you feel validated, and you feel like you don't have to, that there's other people in the struggle other than you, you know, and it feels really good to be able to have a little bit more unity, and it feels just to feel accepted. And of course, that's going to come out in anything that you create, whether it's music, art, it doesn't matter. It's that sense of everything is going to be all right. That sense of hope.
Yes.
Hope. That's really what it is. And the sense of hope has been stronger in these last year or two, even with the crazy difficulties. There's hope.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. The new single is Off the Cuff. Ragan and Dr. Chavis, you both mentioned Chaka Khan. Dr. Chavis, of course, as you said, she will perform next week and receive an award. Just we're going to show a special message about our convention from the great Isaiah Thomas right now.
Hello, I'm Isaiah Thomas, and I want to salute President and CEO Ben Chavis, Senior National Correspondent Stacy Brown, and the entire NNPA executive team of Karen Carter Richards on the 194th anniversary of the Black Press of America. Enjoy your national convention, and thanks for remaining the trusted voice of Black America.
The great Isaiah Thomas. The convention is coming up. Chaka Khan is coming up. Ragan says she would like to do a duet with Chaka Khan. Dr. Chavis, we're gonna put that in your back pocket. So
all right, I'll speak to my beloved sister about that opportunity.
Ragan, where can fans and our viewers and everyone follow you on social media?
Ragan Whiteside Music on Facebook, and at Ragan Whiteside on Instagram and Twitter. Great. And YouTube.
Yep, and get the single Off the Cuff. The album is coming up soon, right? Tell us briefly, what can we expect from the album?
Oh, the album, this is going to be the first full-length album. The last thing that I released in 2020 was an EP. It was kind of hard to get that out. But full album, we don't have a title yet, but we do have some really exciting special featured guests lined up. And the album will be out first quarter of next year.
Awesome. I'm sure everyone will be looking forward to it. We are eagerly anticipating it, and Dr. Chavis already told you he's been a fan of your music, so I know he's looking forward to it. And with that, Dr. Chavis, your closing thoughts with Ragan Whiteside.
Well, I want to thank again Sister Whiteside, and salute to you and your family. I think it's great to see a husband and wife working together. That just bodes well at this time in the history of our community, history of our people. So salute to you, and we pray that you have continued success and impact, not only in America, but throughout the world.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. And remember to register for the National Newspaper Publishers Association's annual convention. It's virtual, of course, again this year. www.virtualnnpa2021.com. Register today, and all the great things that we've talked about today. There's so much more that we haven't talked about, but you'll be able to see at www.virtualnnpa2021.com. Let it be known, a wise person once said, "Music is the wine that fills the cup of silence." We will see you tomorrow.